Hello, welcome to lesson 11 on the topic Permutation and Combination. If you remember, in lesson 10 towards the end we were discussing this very interesting example, right? Now one question that would be coming to your mind is, why are we saying that any digit behaving like 0? What is the meaning of that statement? Okay. Now let me take the fourth question using the same data set. Alright. Let me share the fourth question with you. So what was the example? The example was we were using digits from 0 to 7 and we were talking about without repetition. We were looking at forming 4-digit numbers. Correct? Great. Now, the fourth question is, how many even numbers greater than 3000 can be formed? Alright? How many even numbers greater than 3000 can be formed? All the other conditions remain the same, 0 to 7, without repetition, 4-digit numbers, right? Now for an even number to form, we say that the last digit should be 0, 2, 4 or 6. Now something interesting has happened in this question. I don't know how many of you have observed it, but something interesting has happened. And what is that interesting part? In this question, the digit 2 is going to behave like 0. Okay? In this question, the digit 2 is going to behave like 0. Why? Because like 0, 2 also in this question cannot be the first place from the leftmost end. Why? Because the number to be formed is greater than 3000. Alright? So what was the third important rule? In any question, whenever 0 or any digit behaving like 0 is also a part of the main condition, then that part has to be separately treated. So, in this question, what we are going to do, we will divide it into 2 parts, but now we will say that the last digit is 0 or 2. So, in this example, 2 will go with 0. In the last example, some of you can go back to lesson 10 towards the end and revisit this example. In the last example, 0 was separate, 2, 4, 6 were going together. But in this example, because of this additional condition, 2 is behaving like 0, so 0 and 2 will now go together and 4 and 6 will now go together. If you have understood this, a lot of my task has been achieved, right? Okay, great. So last digit is 0 or 2. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. The last digit is 0 or 2. So this can be filled in 2 ways. Alright? Okay. So how many digits? 8 digits. 1 already gone. 1 already gone. Right. So now what do we have? Suppose 0 has come here. We are left with 7 digits. Out of those 7 digits, 1 and 2 cannot occupy this place. 1 and 2 cannot occupy this place. So this place can be filled in 5 ways. Right? How many digits have we used? We have used 2 digits. How many digits did we have? 8 digits. So this place can be filled in 6 ways. This place can be filled in 5 ways. Not very difficult if you are doing it logically, my dear students. Not very difficult if you are doing it logically. So 5 ways, 6 ways, 5 ways and 2 ways. So what is the number of ways? 30 multiplied by 10 The total number is 300 numbers. So there will be 300 numbers where the last digit is 0 or 2. And now what we'll do, we'll say that the last digit is 4 or 6. 4 and 6 will go together. Right? I hope you are understanding. In a minute's time you will be able to appreciate this. 4 and 6 will go together. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. This place can be filled in 2 ways. Start from this end. We had 8 digits. 1 has been used. So we are left with 7. Now out of those 7, 0 cannot come here, 1 cannot come here, 2 cannot come here. So how many ways? This can be filled in 3 ways. Now I want you to have a look at the number of ways of filling the first place and appreciate this difference. Alright. How is this 3? Let me explain again. How many digits? 8 digits. How many we have used? 1. How many remaining? 7. Out of those 7, 0 cannot come here, 1 cannot come here, 2 cannot come here. So I'm sorry, this will be filled in 4 ways, not 3 ways. Please note this correction. So this will be filled in 4 ways. So how many digits have been used? We have used 2 digits. So now this will be filled in 6 ways. This will be filled in 5 ways. Do the remaining places change? No, like I told you in the last example. So what is the total number of ways? The total number of ways is 24 multiplied by 10. The total number of ways is 240. So 240 numbers and 300 numbers. What is my total? My total is 300 plus 240. My total is 540 numbers. Alright. So students, I think now you have a fair idea of how we approach the different questions and why is it that we are doing the questions in a particular manner, in a particular way. Okay. Let me take a 5th example very quickly. Same data set, a 5th example, and then maybe we can close this, right? We can close this and then move on to the next concept. So our last example as far as this concept is concerned, right? So the 5th example. So 5th, how many numbers divisible by 5? Very simple question. How many numbers divisible by 5? For a number to be divisible by 5, the last digit has to be 0 or 5. The last digit has to be 0 or 5, right? But 0 cannot occupy the first place from the left. So divide it into 2 parts. Last digit is 0. Last digit is 0. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. The last digit is digit 0. This can be filled in one way. Start from the leftmost end. This can be filled in 7 ways. This can be filled in 6 ways. This can be filled in 5 ways. So 42 into 5, this is 210 numbers. So 210 numbers where the last digit is 0. What is the second part? The second part will be where the last digit is 5. Where the last digit is digit 5. Okay. So we'll fill digit 5 here. Start from the leftmost end. How many digits did we have? 8 digits. How many we have used? 1 we have used. How many we are remaining with? 7. What digit cannot occupy this place? 0. So this place can be filled in 6 ways. Right? And how about the next? 2 digits have been used. This can be filled in 6 ways. This can be filled in 5 ways. So this is 36 multiplied by 5. This is 180 numbers. Right? So what is the total? The total is 210 plus 180. The total is 390 numbers. Alright, so what is the answer to this question? The answer to this question is 390, right? I hope you have had a fair idea of how these questions have to be approached, right? I have told you a number of times the easiest way, the simplest way to handle questions in permutation combination is to be absolutely logical, right? When we talk about the questions on numbers, once again, let me repeat those 3 rules for you. The first one, please check whether repetition of digits is allowed or not, right? You will be asking, some of you might be wondering, what if repetition of digits is allowed? Then obviously the thought process will be the same, except that now you will be doing it with repetition. Okay? So, check whether repetition of digits is allowed or not. What was the second one? 0 as a digit can never occupy the first place from the left. And what was the third? Whenever 0 or any digit behaving like 0 is also a part of the main condition, that case has to be separately handled, separately treated. Alright. In the subsequent lesson, we will be bringing in the concept of what happens in permutation or arrangement when things start to repeat themselves or things are identical in nature. We will see that in the subsequent lesson. Thank you.